Welcome, everybody. We are now live, boys.
Welcome, everybody, to the From the Ground Up Live. And this one, it's a very special episode. We're showing you guys how to boost your brand's holiday sales with some special methods. But before we jump into all those details, I want to go ahead and just acknowledge everybody that's watching us live, because without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this show. And it was a very special. Last week, we had the giveaway. We had the pitch contest. Well, we gave out $500 in cash plus free sampling plus future order discounts on every order that was made by print on demand through a Pleek. That customer or that contestant was able to get 10% off for every future order over the next year. So that could potentially amount to thousands of dollars in savings for the brand to reinvest into marketing, photography, and the cash prize. Tiffany with Face Leisure is going to be using it to solidify her branding and overall just really boost her online sales. So there's been a lot. It was a lot that we did last week. It was an incredible time, and I want to thank every single one of you guys who were able to stick through those two live streams that failed on us, right, Medin?
Two
of them. Two of them went out.
Thank you, everybody.
But Cody was the man. He handled it, and we kept going up, and we kept going back. And because of that, we're here this week. And in this very special episode, we realize, hey, we're turning the corner into Black Friday deals happening this weekend. And there's also the holiday shopping season that just happens naturally after that. So I think it's important for us to look at some outlets that you may be thinking about right now. So if you're a brand owner, if maybe you're printing for other people as a service, all of these things we're about to discuss in this live stream are going to help boost your brand's holiday sales, okay? And in order for this to work, though, you got to position yourself, because a lot of times people in the community are like, well, I can't really get traffic. It's really hard to make people come to the site and purchase. Like, if you're in that position, the very first thing I'm gonna go ahead and really encourage you to look into is identifying which shows and events are happening in your community for the holiday season. So every season between Small Business Saturday happening this Saturday through December 22nd, there's events happening almost every weekend, at least here in Vegas, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Tons.
So there's a lot of events, guys, such as I know my wife partook in a couple of them last year. Every brand in our community, we pushed them to go to these events, because at these events, you're going to get invaluable feedback, and you're also going to be able to implement these sales tactics, which will help move inventory for your brand. So some of the events you need to look into, in case you're wondering, okay, well, what do I search? Who do I look up? Anything in the downtown area, guaranteed there's going to be an event. Okay, so I would start encouraging you to go to some of these boutiques and different businesses within your downtown region. They always host an event. And some of these boutiques or retail stores are selling stuff like specialty items and maybe luxury goods. And they're really open to just creating a vibe and an atmosphere that brings more people to that shopping, right? Because if they can bring 1,000 or 2,000 people to the event over a day, then everybody gets sales, right? Especially because it's the holiday season. So people are in a purchasing mindset.
Yeah. I actually just did a quick Google search. So I know we got Lakeland, Florida always in the chat. So
That's
I looked
right.
up shopping events, Lakeland, Florida 2022. And this is some stuff I just found not on the first page.
Oh, I like that. Holiday Craft Vendor Show.
Arts Giving, the Small Business Saturday. So Lakeland, Florida has Small Business Saturdays going on. So it's not just Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's everywhere, guys. Mm-hmm. So look up some shows. Trust me, there's literally hundreds of people walking the floor. But the one thing you got to know about this too is that every event you do is going to be it's going to be either a huge success or a potential man, I came out here for 6 hours and it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. But the only thing you can do as a brand owner is making sure that whatever traffic comes in front of your booth, you're activating yourself. Meaning you're going out there saying hi, right? If somebody looks towards your booth, you better start engaging with them. Like, how's it going? I like your shoes. I mean, you're not here to sell multi-level marketing, right? So these people already know that they're into the buying. So now they're gonna look at your table and be like, oh, what do you got? Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna take a look at this. So now when they're on the table, you're actually able to help sell them on your brand's idea, your brand's vision, the mission, what the designs actually mean, right? So regardless of how much traffic the event gets, your main goal is to bring people to your table. So if it's 100 people that are there, if it's 1,000 people, you better be bringing people to it, right?
Yep.
Because the more people that see it, the more people are going to buy.
Yeah, definitely. And they want to know that you're there for them because they are stressed out. They're buying stuff for their families, and they want to get things kind of out of the way. So you look at your service or the product that you have, and it's like if you see their shopping list, where do you fit on there? You know, if you got some extra goodies for the kids, a shirt for the dad, all of those different things. So you want to make sure that you know where you fit within their shopping list, and then you can kind of gauge by seeing them with their family, and then ask some simple questions. Don't be too aggressive or too just sitting in your chair hoping somebody comes talk to you. You got to be kind of in the middle. So it's kind of a balance.
Something fun I learned at my last Small Business Saturday. I was just shopping. I was just walking around shopping, checking stuff out. Anybody that had a pile of stickers and the stickers didn't have a price on it, they're just like, any donation, you get a sticker. I was dropping like $5 in their thing. And I know, like, if they had stickers listed for $3, I probably wouldn't buy it. But they're like, donation, you get a sticker. I'm like, here's a $5. This is a cool sticker.
Yeah, for sure. Like another thing that I always noticed was that more often than not, if you can help people by bringing them, by making the purchase as easy as possible, now you're in a much stronger position. Like right. If you have to like have one specific style of payment processing, whether it's Zelle or, sorry, I don't take Cash App, I don't take this, or, I don't accept any cash. Sorry, I can't take anything over 100. I don't have change. You never want to be that person. You want to be like, yep, I got it. Whatever you need, boom, boom, boom. So they can just be in and out of your vicinity and make the sale as quickly as possible. So if you're stumbling over yourself, like, sorry, let me ask my friend for some change and let me see if I can, go get, so because they're giving you precious seconds, because you're a complete stranger. They don't know you. You have something that is not a name brand. So you have to look at it from their perspective. It's not being harsh on you. It's just the reality of it. And then after a while, you're like, well, okay, cool. Whatever you got. Well, I got crypto. Yeah, I can take crypto too. Like whatever it is that you got, you got to make the sale as smooth as possible. That'll help you boost your productivity.
Most definitely would, guys. And like Cody mentioned, it's about also having those low value items. And for those of you guys that are just joining, if you're just joining this live, we're talking about how to boost your holiday sales. We're about to dive into some tactics that you should consider in terms of being able to increase your sales through e-commerce. But if it's not e-commerce, you're not getting the traffic there, a great place that you could attend and a thing that you should be really considering is events at local events within your city, within your downtown, within your region. It happens all the time between now and Christmas. And because of that, everyone's in the buying season. They're in a buying mindset. They're out there trying to shop for something a little bit special for that person in their life or for the kids, the family members. So if your brand has something unique, there's customers out there that might be buying it for their brother, their sister, their grandma, right? This is a great opportunity for you to go out there, show your designs to a lot of different people. Like this is the perfect time to do a market research and sell your brand and make money doing it, right? Because a lot of times when people are launching products, they're not thinking about, sometimes they're just like so stuck on the e-commerce side that they're like, hey, I got this e-commerce store, I'm making my Instagram. For some reason, people aren't buying it. Well, when you go out in person and you actually talk to people and you get their reactions, you'll actually get real-time feedback and you'll say, hey, so what don't you like about this? And sometimes the customers don't want to offend you and they'll just be like, no, it's just not for me, right? But then the people that it is for, they'll be like, yo, I really love this and I love how you did X, Y, Z. And can you do this in this color? And what if you did this in this fabric, right? You're going to get real-time feedback from customers that are buying your products, which you can then go back to the e-commerce side and implement that. You can show the visuals, the sales, some of the sales point that actually closed that sale. As you're talking about your brand, you'll come into a rhythm of you spewing a similar thing, and then you'll be like, wow, that's my brand selling point. That's really what gets people interested in my story. Like, I should refine that and make that the mission, and I should put these visuals to it on the homepage. All of these things are super important that sometimes unless you go out and put yourself in front of people, you're not going to learn. And even if you're watching this video right now taking notes, like this is going to be important for you to do, right? Everything that we're saying you should be taking notes for. But until you go out there and do it, it's not going to sink in, and you're not going to understand the level of detail that these little details by implementing these details will make a drastic change in your brand's overall adoption, the sales, your overall future, right? Mm-hmm. So events, consider attending them, make a list of them, go out to them. Sometimes the registration fees are as low as $50, $100. If you're just getting started, the $50 might seem like a lot, but trust me, guys, there's events that charge $500 or $1,000, right? So there's an event for everyone. The one thing that you do have to look into for events, so this is like a pro tip of going to a lot of different ones, is you want to go to events that have a similar market / style as your brand. What I mean by that is, here's a perfect example. Is my wife went to, and we've gone to a lot of these different types of events too, but more recently when we were scouting for events for my wife's brand, she went to she vended at a location that was all about like handcrafted, eco-friendly, sustainable style of like vibe, right? It was a building. And historically, every customer that goes into that building kind of knows what to expect. So for that event, it was a huge success for her because there were people that were her target audience. Walking into that building, they know, hey, this is where I find my incense. I find these really cool like upstart female-led brands, and like it was the perfect building for her, right? Now it's a big difference because vending in that building is a lot different than vending across the street at another event a few weeks after, right? And at that other event, it's more of a, hey, we come here to eat, we hang out. Maybe every once in a while I'll shop for something, but I'm not really looking for the brands. I really want to go get those tacos, and I really want to see what the ice cream ram brought this week and who's selling the edibles, right? Who's got the edibles here?
Cody
right?
has them.
So like, you have to know where you're going to be posting up. And where you post up makes the biggest difference of your time, okay? Because if you post up by the edibles and you have a brand that's for people that like edibles, you're going to do very well. But if you have a brand that's all about fitness and lifestyle and you're posting up next to the taco truck,
it's not going to fit.
It's not a good fit. So you need to know where you're vending, okay? So you have to take the time to kind of see who shops in those areas, right? Who historically, like, why do people go to those areas? What do they do when they're in those areas? And now when you're scouting events in your downtown local craft type of shows, you're able to say, hey, you know what? I want to be in that area because that area has got the gym. I see it's got a boutique next to it. More people are apt to like come visit that are within that market. And I have a fitness brand, so I think it's going to do well.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I actually saw something that can help you, even if you don't get placed the best at your event. It happened, a video I just watched with Gary Vee. He was at a convention, and he's got like an NFT thing, card thing going on, and they put him all the way in this back corner where nobody would even see it. It was all the way away from the main traffic. So what he did is he went to the popular booths that were in like good areas, and he bought something from their booth. And I'm sure he's Gary Vee, so they let him, but he had bought something from their booth and was like, hey, by the way, they gave me a really crappy placement. Do you mind if I just like put this little sign that says Gary Vee booth this way? And he did it to like 10 people. And then his booth, he was in the worst section, and it just got flooded. So he might have requested that on purpose just to teach a lesson.
Yeah, a little bit of plant action there, maybe going
to help you out.
But yeah, that's really smart. But one thing I will say too is that and it's kind of on topic, but essentially what I think would be helpful for you guys to see too is that instead of thinking one-to-one, start thinking one-to-many. Because if you're a startup brand and you're thinking like, how do I actually make money? Think about it like this. If you have like, let's say you sell a specific kind of shirt or a bag or anything like that. If you take this holiday time to instill a lot of solid relationships with people who are decision makers that can make large purchases from you, that may be better spent and optimize your sales than just like getting fast cash from a bunch of different flash sales. What I mean by that is this. Like, you have a network already, and this is what they pitch in MLM all the time, so I know this one very well. They say, you know at least 10 people. Like, yes, I do. I'm not going to sell your products. No, I'm just kidding. If there's any MLM, I love you, just playing. But what I'm trying to get at here is
we have this running joke with MLM where they'll come to me and they'll say, hey, do you I'm not interested. Sorry, I'm not interested. I'm at a coffee shop just enjoying my time, right? And then they're like, hey, are you interested? I'm not interested. But you know what? I know somebody who is super interested in this. Really? I was like, yeah, his name is Medin. Here's his phone number. Call him up. Say he's going to be so excited to hear from you.
Yeah, and then I get to him, and I'm like, you know what? There's somebody I know. He's really motivated. He's a really smart guy, and he loves your product. And you know, I think he's looking for you. I think his name's John Santos. No, we used to do that all the time.
all events. So that's a fun running joke.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, my point, what I was trying to say here is that
bigger connections.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, shout out to Primerica. Shout out to we're just jabbing here, all in fun, all in love. But what I was trying to say is that when you know certain people and they're decision makers, now you're dealing with somebody who's one to many, meaning that you make one sale or you get somebody involved in it, and now they could place you. And like, say if they're like, they run a school district, or they work for a local paper, or they work at a radio station, whatever the case may be. If you spend time developing those relationships during the holidays, it may be something where you give away as a gift. It's like an investment. You spend that time, and then they get a nice, really thoughtful gift with a letter that's crafted just for them with your product. And they go, "Oh, my son loves this shirt that you made." Like, and all his friends love it too. You know what? I'm the head coach at UNLV basketball. I'll get your shirts to 50 of my students on the next, frat party, whatever, So start thinking one to many, and that's one way you can optimize your sales too. So use this time during the holidays to foster those relationships. One good, thoughtful gift could get you a lot of business.
Most definitely. That's such a good idea, and such a good concept, especially because if you're scouting for locations and you're looking and you've identified maybe some boutiques in the area that you're like, yo, I'd love to have my brand there, because now I have a physical presence. We can do collaborative shows together. We could throw events. I want to do a photo shoot there, whatever your ideas are. If you're able to vend, if they're hosting an event or you're vending in the area, it's a great time for you to actually network with those people and show them that you actually are about what you're talking about. Because 99% of the people that walk into any room, right, everyone always pitches like, yo, I want to do this with you. I want to do that. And then nothing ever happens. But when they see you there actually selling your products, they're like, yo, this guy's actually spending a Saturday. He's got a team here. Even if your team is just your significant other or a friend or a business partner, they see that you're out there and you guys are actually living what you're talking about. So now those conversations become more legitimate. So whenever we go to any event, those brands that are attending those events are more legitimate to me than the conversations that sometimes we have on Instagram. Because I hate to say it, guys, but a lot of people that go on Instagram are wasting a lot of people's time, right? I would say 80% of the conversations on there are probably going to go nowhere or very, 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 very close to nowhere. Yeah. But the 20% that do go really far, right? But if you attend a show, if you're putting yourself out there and now you want to build a network, it's a great place to actually collaborate with other people that are making moves with you. So attending a show is going to be a great opportunity if you're right now looking at like, okay, how am I going to boost my sales for the holidays? Some local event is going to help you get those sales, right? It's all about identifying the location ahead of time, solidifying a budget. When you show up enough to be different, right? You don't want to just show up and it's like a random placement. Like, do little thoughtful things, whether it's the way you're laying out your products, the stickers and the value ladder you have. I mean, Cody just mentioned the fact that a couple of booths had like a sticker and you could donate a couple bucks and get any sticker. So if you have if you're a graphic designer, it's a great opportunity for you to just print out a bunch of stickers, lay them there. It's kind of cool. Like, I know if my daughter goes up to it and picks up a sticker she likes, I'm going to drop some money in the bucket because my daughter's got the sticker now. I'm not going to take it away from her.
Nope. Alina gets what Alina wants. That's for sure. Yeah. Making sure that people know that when they're coming across your booth, there's a sense of legitimacy that comes from just the reps, and people can see it because like how your products are set up, how your things are displayed. Everyone can kind of see it, and they'll go, okay, this one looks a little bit more buttoned up. I feel more comfortable dropping $40 here, and I feel like it won't go to waste. Like I feel like this is good, or they didn't steal these products like they used to think about us. Yeah. We used to sell backpacks that have an R on it and was Revive brand code. Like, here you go. And they were like, I don't know, sir. Did you just get out of jail? No. They
is this the underprivileged youth program?
Yeah.
Are you guys taking donations?
Yeah, you get a sticker.
Yeah,
exactly.
Donate, get a sticker.
But that same thing can be applied online too. So
100%, guys. So some of the things that you should consider to boost your holiday sales this season are things like thinking about doing a limited collection drop. right? A limited collection drop. So we only have a few weeks left in the new year, right? So this limited edition collection drop may only be a couple pieces, but the idea is you're getting your brand back into the market and people are talking about what you're doing again. All right, so this is a great opportunity for you as a designer, for you as an entrepreneur, to not be that, like, to not have those awkward conversations with family, like, so John, what are you working on this year? How's the brand, t-shirt brand been?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's going good. You know, it's going good. Instead of that, you're like, yo, look at this limited edition collection I just dropped. It's got the embroidery. I did a denim jacket sewed with a t-shirt, and it's also got a jogger fit to it, right? Like, you design something super limited to just let people know, like, yo, I am the designer I'm saying I am. I am about my brand and my business. So now, whether it's that awkward conversation you're going to have over the holidays and you can show them this really, like, legit thing that you made, or just because now in your community, people know, like, oh, wow, like, I didn't know he also made that. I should go check out his website, right? That limited edition collection might only be a couple pieces, might only be like 3 or 4, maybe 5 total pieces that you make, and they're going to be priced kind of crazy, right? It's not going to be something for your main audience, but it's going to be something for that person that wants something elevated, right? Not everybody wants a graphic t-shirt, but it's the holidays. So think about how you can bring a denim, some heavyweight denim, a jacket, something that's just like kind of crazy. It stands out. And now that customer that buys it is really going to be like rocking it because he needs it. It's cold. It looks good. And you really put some thought and effort into the marketing for it. So it elevated your overall brand by doing a limited edition collection.
That's right. Yeah. And when you talk about elevating your brand, people could see that, and then that price point changes. You know, like it really has an effect on what they're willing to pay. Instead of asking you why you priced it the way that you priced it, if people are asking you why is it $20, $40, or $50, there's an issue. And it's either on their end or on yours, but one way or another, something is not connecting and they're not seeing the value in what you created. So if you have something that looks legit, like Jay was just talking about, but then you get to a point where people are glancing at it and passing it by on Instagram stories or pulling up to the website or looking or showing it to people at the Thanksgiving dinner, whatever it is, they look at it and they go, okay, I get why that costs $80 or $70.
And sometimes it's just about being innovative enough that nobody else is doing it because it's not scalable. So this model is not scalable, okay? It's going to be something that you got to really craft together, but it's going to be that one thing that makes you stand out at these shows, online, social media, the dinner parties, of talks you're going to have as an entrepreneur, right? A really good example of this is the hats we made with the spikes. Remember that?
Yep.
So
they told us that they looked like they had electric tape on the front.
well,
Okay,
the electric tape was a bad example. That was definitely a horrible drop.
It sold. People wanted it,
but it was not the example I was talking about. My example was the spikes on the hat.
I remember that. Yes, I do.
Can I find a picture of these?
Oh man, I need to pull some up.
Screwed on the spikes onto the top of the. What was it?
It was just like on the
like
actual hat, on the holes of a 6-panel.
Unlike these.
6-panel hat. Yep.
6-panel hat, simple embroidery, all in cost was about like $6.25. Guess how much we sold them for? All right, so I don't want to. So $6.25 hat. Guess how much we were selling them for? And it was the crazy
with
part
the spikes.
Is we couldn't hold on to enough spikes. We were always sourcing for spikes. We'd get silver spikes, bulletproof strike, gold spikes. We couldn't get enough spikes, but honestly,
building my brand at Lowe's.
Go to the hardware store. Hey, you guys got these little spikes, but honestly, guys, I want you guys.
We're going Ahern. I'm going down to get my brand. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, please comment what you think. A hat with a 6-panel hat with spikes, and the spikes weren't anything that special. I think we were sourcing them from overseas. They were like $4 for like 100.
It was like those belts from Hot Topic.
Yeah, but it was like these little spikes that you could like actually unscrew, and then you could screw through the brim and then screw the top on. So now you made like an elevated hat, and we'd have like a snakeskin on the we'd source like a snakeskin design.
So we're having the chat put in the price they thought.
Yes, guys, type in the chat what you think the price was. And we are going to give somebody a prize. Yeah. Whoever guesses the price that we were able to demand for that product.
And by the way, this was in 2012 or 13.
So the style was a little different, obviously, but spikes were in back then. Nobody else was doing it, though. So this is an example of how can you boost your brand's sales through the holiday season. It's by being different enough, for one, two is about having something that draws attention. Again, this isn't going to be that product that the masses are going to buy, but it's going to be for the select amount of people that are going to be like, yo, I really mess with your brand because this is exactly what I've been looking for, and nobody else has been doing it.
We got guesses rolling in.
Okay, we got some guesses rolling in.
Yep.
All right, so the winner is going to get, should we get them? We're gonna ship out a sample pack of premium blanks.
Yeah.
For the winner of this. All right. So if you
That's
win
good
this,
guesses, too.
if you win this guess, make sure that you put your dollar amount. We're about to get it in there, and the dollar amount I'm gonna say is going to be for the highest amount, and then
What if multiple people guess the same price?
Oh man, whoever typed it in first.
Yeah, we got to do like price right.
Gotcha.
Whoever comes in the number above it.
Whoever comes in on number above it. Okay, so remember, it was a hat, a 6-panel snapback hat that we sourced from LA. There's a little spot under the bridge. If you know, you know. All right, this is exclusive connect straight from China. And they really bring the heat when it comes to limited, like some of these designs and fabrics. It's a very boutique place, but we sourced those hats. They cost us like $4.50. We embroidered it for $1. The spikes and the labor was like another 50 cents. So it was like $6 all in cost. And now we're going to bring out the guest. All right, let's see. We got a couple of different guesses from everybody. We got 30, 35. The price that we would on average, sell these hats was $50. All right, so we'd sell them for $50 each. So whoever commented $50 first, Lori Catanel.
Yep.
Lori Catanel.
I just had her on a call on the FTGU app. She signed up.
Oh, she's on there. Okay. So she's winning her sample pack. We gave out a sample pack earlier this week to a winner of the FTGU app. So so thank you for being a part of it. You're also gonna get the sample pack that we have. So yes, guys, $50 was what we were selling these hats for. And I'm telling you guys, we'd put them up. It was like 3 or 4 items, spikes. There was silver, bullet, and gold, and they would always sell. Like people would be like, "Yo, yeah, I got this. $50, literally $44 in profit." Okay, so we're talking about slanging these hats at these events that sell. We'd make $1,000 per event on just hats, even though we were selling backpacks. At that time, if I would have had this community and if I would have had the FTGU app, I would have moved my business model to hats.
Yeah.
Because that's where the money was.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So this is a great place to plug in the FTGU app. If you're not already a member of the FTGU.app community, we highly encourage that you guys check it out. I mean, this is really where we're dropping all of our gems, all of our content. We just had we had a couple of one-on-one calls with the community members on there. The whole promise of this is that you learn it, make it, sell it. All right, so we're really here to support you on your journey through your growth. At $19 a month, guys, we made this the most accessible program in the market, and we're only going to continue to innovate this. So you can start at $19 a month and access everything, or if you choose a $197 option, we're going to hook you guys up with a foundation pack, and that's only going to go through the end of this month, which I think is next week. So by Monday or Tuesday is the last day. If you go at $197, we're shipping out $130 of product directly to you. Telling you guys, we're not here. This is not here for me to just be like, yo, just go buy some stuff. We're not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna leave it to the side. Guys, we're literally going all in on this. And the reason for this, the reason that we're giving so much incentive for you guys to join is because we're only going to continue to innovate this so much bigger. Like we got so many, 2023 is going to be incredible for everyone on this app, and we want to see you guys there. We've had such an incredible interaction with people. Last week we did the $500 pitch contest, which was a lot of fun. We had some technical issues, but we got through it. We got a winner. We just talked to her. We just gave her prizes, and it's an incredible community, and we want to invite you guys to join. But like we were mentioning, guys, it's a lot. When it comes to the holiday season, it's just about standing out.
Yeah, I actually also had a couple other points. A lot of companies are doing their holiday parties from now until 3 weeks from now. This is the gap for everybody to do all their big parties. And when they do their parties, they order. Everyone's always ordering for the events. So if it's something that if most people on this channel have their own brand or watching this channel have their own specific style brand or nothing that has to do with customization, but I'd like to introduce in the conversation doing custom. like making things a little bit more customized, even if it's just little touches, like on shirts or jackets, on the sleeves, or doing a hit, or probably maybe just on the collars if you do, say, polos or things like that. Just get creative with it, because if you put yourself in a service position more, you're more than likely going to find a space where you can sell. Like if you have a brand and you're sticking to it, you have a certain idea, that is great. That's where you want to be at. But in order to move a lot more units a lot quicker, start contacting some of these HR ladies at these companies, because they do these events and they're looking to order a bunch of T-shirts for a community, or a company gathering, or like for a holiday party, they want to have ugly sweaters. So maybe if you are there for if you sell normally these very high-end sweaters and stuff like that, what if you do really high tasteful ugly sweaters, and you were to do it for one of these companies, so you could do that, because if, like, so Wells Fargo or one of these banks, they decide to do something like that, and then somebody always wants to show up stunting with their own beautiful ugly sweater or something.
I bought a Miller Lite ugly sweater about 2 Christmases ago. I was rocking the Miller Lite sweater for a while.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to see that sweater for this holiday season, Cody.
Yes.
I'll see if I can find it. I think I pretty much sent it to hell.
And then on top of that, I was just going to say online on Instagram and TikTok, making a bunch of like holiday themed videos, and then and hashtagging them with whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is, and then making those videos pretty much, pretty like festive, fun, enjoyable. And it's like, oh, a side product, by the way, I have my product that I sell, my own gloves, my hats, my shirts, my products, whatever. And you can start fitting them into your normal social media strategy, but just making it heavy on the holidays.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Medin just mentioned is super key, guys, and I can't stress that enough. That's why moving forward, we're only going to continue to kind of evolve and make this channel grow, and to not just, obviously everyone's here, they want to start a brand, right? Everyone wants to own a brand, and that's the number one thing that connects us all. Right? It connects every single one of us. We're creative in a certain way, whether it's in graphic design, whether it's in a vision for a style and aesthetic, or servicing a market, or impacting a community. It's what brings us all together here at From the Ground Up. But the one thing that I feel is a big disconnect from where people are to where they want to go is not having that kind of like path of growth. So moving forward within this next few weeks, we're even starting the content in the next few weeks. We're actually going to start filming next week on this, but we're really going to be diving into ways of how your path as an entrepreneur can become a full-time brand owner, right? And through that, we're going to support it through different ways, right? So launching your brand, finding your market. If you're already marketing, and if you got an audience, then starting a brand is a great place to go. But if you're kind of like working a full-time job and you're trying to figure out like, okay, I want to start this brand, but I'm not really sure what the designs are. I'm not sure where the market's at, but I really want to make money and I want to start doing this. Sometimes I feel there's a big disconnect between where you're at and where you want to be. So like Medin just mentioned, if you're a brand owner and you took the action to actually start your brand, and maybe the brand, you're still trying to find the market, so you're going to these events and you're like, okay, some of it is selling, some of it's not. But if your networking is there, or if you could build those relationships, that one-to-many that he mentioned earlier, that's where you could say, hey, guys, I do some really good quality hoodies. I've built up a supply chain within my community that could make these things, and you just come to them with the pricing, and they're like, yo, we'd love to collaborate. And now that could be your brand's collaboration with Wells Fargo for a company Christmas party, right? And that starts to solidify your brand in the market as well. I mean, even if it's not such a UPS, Supreme doing UPS, or there was a lot of these like mock-up brands with like UPS and, people just putting logos. It could be something where instead of you just making your own products and every once in a while you drop a collection, now you're like, yo, I just did a collaboration with Mario's Market. And that can be a really...
I feel like that's a huge opportunity though. Like you just put them on game for a second. Like these corporate designs honestly aren't that good. Like when you see like a Chase Bank Christmas thing, if you're a good designer and you like get it in front of people, dude, it's crazy. Like they probably be like, yes, we need to make this. This is so much better than what Carol at HR came up with.
That's what exactly, Cody. That's the point. Because if everything's corporate, they usually don't have any kind of innovation, any style, any kind of. They're just looking to outsource all of that, and they got budgets, and they're looking for people that are somewhat semi-established, and they got a brand, and then they'll just bring you in and then boom, you're in business and you're actually optimizing sales. That's what the promise in this video is.
And the thing is, guys, that companies out there got such a big budget to make this happen, but a lot of the times they don't know who to go to. So if you just put yourself out there, you're already a connect that people are thinking about for their Christmas party, for the next collection, and they're calling you up and they're having conversations with you about it. So always be pursuing revenue streams, okay? Whether that means marketing and selling your own brand or finding ways to generate money through the skill sets and the relationships that you've built, right? Because you have a special because you have a unique set of skills, you can monetize those skills, right? So now if you're working full-time and you're wondering, how am I going to do my brand full-time? You have to deep dive into your skill set and figure out, how can I start monetizing my skill set to move me closer to working on my brand full-time, right? It's always it's not going to be a day and night thing. A lot of these successes and things that you see online they're almost like, I wouldn't call it like a crapshoot, but definitely a crapshoot. But like, for instance, even like Virgil Abloh, right? Rest in peace. His background, it wasn't even in fashion, right? You actually know what his background was?
That.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So if you guys didn't know what his background was, it wasn't in fashion. He actually went to school for engineering. So he was a civil engineer, and then he did some architecture.
Yeah, his master's, right, was architecture?
Master's, yep, master's in architecture, degree in civil engineering. His mom was a seamstress, right? So she was a seamstress. So he was always interested in making stuff. So he was like, okay, I'll make some clothes. And he obviously had a passion for kind of making stuff, but he went to school for engineering. So his life path was not like, I'm going to have a brand and I'm going to go to the fashion tech institute. It wasn't any of that. It was literally like, I'm going to go to school. I'm gonna pursue looking at like how clothes are made. I love design in general. Design is my thing. He was in Chicago, right? In Chicago, it's a small city, right? And he was able to connect to Kanye's circle. At the time, Kanye wasn't who Kanye is today. It was just a guy that was a backpack rapper, and nobody knew him.
He had a mixer in his backpack.
Right? Yeah. So he was just running. He was networking. So Virgil Abloh was networking in his community. He was going to events. He was going to markets. He was going to things that were happening that were a little bit more grassroots. It's the things that we're talking about on this episode today. And because he built his relationships, and then when people are like, "Yo, we need to make some merch for my tours. I need to make some products to sell at my events, at my shows." It's like, Virgil, your mom does a seamstress. Hey, let's work together. And it was natural, right? And from there, he's obviously built a pedigree of who he is today. But it didn't happen between him graduating school and starting to design for Kanye. It was a grassroots movement, guys.
And then even after, after he got his master's, so right, people would get their master's degree and be like, oh, now I need to get hired somewhere for 6 figures. I got a master's degree, all this kind of stuff. He didn't go that route. He actually took no money, didn't he?
Yep. So he was literally just interning. He was interning at places, learning and building up his skill set, right?
It's amazing.
And after that, he was able to monetize his craft like crazy. So everyone has a story, guys. It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
And if you're a brand owner right now, you need to find ways. If this is really your calling and your passion, where you want it to go, there's skill sets that you can develop. And sometimes it means that you're not going to get paid what you want to get paid for it, but you're in the circle of people that are going to help you develop your craft. And with that, you can grow and you can go off and do your own thing, right? So there's steps to it. So I'm excited about that video.
Yeah, that's amazing. I did not know. Thank you for that history lesson. I did not know that about Virgil. Yes, R.I.P. I wanted to make one other point for sales in the holidays. So what most people go through during this time from beginning of November all the way through is seasonal depression. A lot of people do not want to be around their families at this time of the year. That's what I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have noticed the same thing. And so people find themselves in this weird place where they just, and I've been there myself, if I'm 100% honest. Like sometimes I'll get an email from a company or a letter with a thank you letter or a happy birthday letter from the dentist or something like that. And it's so cheesy and corny. And I'm just like, thank you. Appreciate it. Sometimes we all go through it. We all got emotions. Like, let's be human for a quick second. Okay. I know we're business people and very important, but every once in a while we need to address that too. So what I'm saying is that hit up some of your past customers, and just say, hey, I hope you're enjoying your holiday season. Just want to let you know, I appreciate you. And I think you're a great person. And, Hope you crush it in 23.
And don't ask for anything.
And don't ask for
in
that.
card, yeah.
Cody, that's what my next point. Don't ask for anything. Just really genuinely connect with people, and then let the conversation strike up, and then it could lead to a sale. But if we want to get to a point where, I mean, you're tapping into something where people don't feel as connected, when all of a sudden you reach out and coming from a genuine place, whether it's, an email or a text, then if you have a text list with a bunch of different past customers or people that just reach out. It's good to do it anyway, but then that can get the conversation going and get some sales.
Most definitely, guys. And it's so easy to do if your customer list is literally on Shopify with their addresses. Hit them up. Send them a text message if you got their number on file, and just connect with them personally. Because I think, to me, that was my biggest fault for the longest time, is always running at like 1,000 miles an hour and then not spending the time in developing and fostering relationships the right way. And because of that, things grow pretty quickly, but then things can easily start to relationships start to break, and it's important that as entrepreneurs, a key aspect that you need to focus on is relationships, right? You need to be able to keep them in good standing so people understand where you're coming from. They also see what you're doing. They see that you care, more importantly, because people don't care about you until they know that you care about them. So as an entrepreneur right now, the holiday seasons, the best tip that I got for you guys is to connect with people before it gets into the Christmas break, right? So right now, this Thanksgiving break is like a window where if you send something, it's really good because it's going to get there the first week of Christmas. But if it gets there during the Christmas holiday season, like where people are opening up gifts and letters, and they're not going to see yours as much, so get it before then. That way, people know that you're thinking about them. It comes in early. They're like, oh, this is really cool. I need to reach out to this guy. It's been a while since I talked to him. Or, oh, man, I really love his brand. I should go check out what he's doing, right? So as entrepreneurs, fostering the relationships of past customers will get you the greatest return on your investment, on your time, and in your life's relationships. Yeah. Because your past customers, for a reason, they bought from you, whether it was a post that you made, whether it was something you said, whether it was an event you attended, they purchased from you, right? They purchased from you because you're not a global corporation, right? They support it. Anytime somebody purchases from you, they're championing you, and you have to acknowledge that. So this is a perfect time to do that because, like Medin said, it's an emotional time where people are sometimes may not be with their family, may have just been divorced, may have just broken up, and you coming in there with that thoughtful letter can mean so much to somebody. And this is also a great opportunity for you to consider just shipping out a sticker or something low cost with that note, right? So now they get a letter, they get a cool sticker or something that brings them back to your brand or to your business, and they're like, man, I need to go support these guys.
And it's honestly better. Oh, sorry. It's honestly, I think, better use of your money instead of doing like Instagram ads. Like that's whatever it costs the stickers. Yeah.
That leads to my next question. So, Jay, can you talk to the people about customer acquisition versus repeat customers, and strictly on some business advice? Is this a better move for you than going out and doing advertisements for a new customer?
Most definitely not. So, customer acquisition costs are always going to be so much higher, right? So your customer acquisition costs, if you're running ads on Instagram, if you're really diving into like event marketing, these things that we're talking about is going to cost money, all right? Your customer acquisition costs are always going to be higher than what the customer spends the first time, right? So whenever you acquire a customer, it may cost you, if you're running ads and if you're running advertising, let's just say strictly social media advertising, it can cost you $40 to $50 to get a customer to buy a product that may only bring you $25, $30. You're going to be losing money the first sale. So your money isn't made on that initial sale, guys. It's made on the follow-up sales. How you get those follow-up sales is how you're actually going to start bringing the company to profitability, right? Because before that, everything that you're putting out is literally going to cover your cost, and sometimes it won't cover your cost. You're going to be losing money. But the repeat customer sales is really where you're going to be making your money. So the repeat customer sales, essentially what it means is it's the customer lifetime value, right? How much money is a customer spending with your brand over the life of the next maybe 3-5 years, right? So like, for instance, Dollar Shave Club is a perfect example of a company that lost a ton of money on their customers for the first year. but they were going to make it up in year 3. Right? So they knew that every customer that they got, they're losing money. They're literally giving free razors away. They're able to do this, though, because they're scaling, they're bringing investors on, and they knew, hey, in 3 years, we're finally going to start making money on that customer. In 3 years. So the first full year is a complete 100% wash. After that, they're making some money, and by year 3, they finally are starting to be profitable off that customer. Now, that business model is a failed business model because that might have gotten them bought by Gillette. So Gillette bought them, I think, for $1 billion, right? Startup razor company bought for $1 billion by Gillette because their valuation was going to be something crazy. Yeah. But accounting, they did some shit in the back end, and literally their customers, they weren't breaking even on a customer until year 5. So Gillette didn't know that.
Damn.
So they really got screwed on that deal. And now they're like writing off that expense as a wash. So that's why Dollar Shave Club isn't as big as it used to be. They thought, hey, if we can sell... They buy razors, and from that they're going to buy shampoo, they're going to buy beard products, they're going to buy XYZ. We can upsell, right? So their business plan was flawed from the start because the customers they got were cheap razor customers, meaning they want the cheapest razors. That's it. They don't need to be upsold anything else because all they need is a shave, right? So as a business owner, though, you need to keep in mind what your customer lifetime value is going to be, all right? So your initial cost to acquire them is going to be high. You need to have a number that you're willing to spend. So anytime there's a giveaway, right? Anytime you give something away to somebody, that's going to be considered an acquisition cost to get their information, right? So now you can upsell them on something in the near future. And if you're starting up a brand and it's your own money, you need to make the sale. Like you need to see a ROI in a few weeks or months, but not in 5 years.
No, you can't survive it.
So you need to build relationships. You need to be at the top of their mind. You need to show them that you're constantly working on something because we all know algorithms change. They change every week, sometimes every day. So what was working yesterday isn't going to work tomorrow. So you always need to stay on top of your customer's mind. You need to be able to capture information. You need to be able to stay in the top of their mind whenever they're shopping, especially during the holidays, because this is a time and season where you're going to be making your money.
Yeah, and you got to remember, it's not only the money that you're spending to acquire the customer, it's all that time and all that energy. Because you think about it, I've said this before, I think on different streams, but if I repeat myself, just stop me. But you can't. You can only comment. I'm just kidding. But people basically, when you have 7 different times that you have to reach out to someone, or 7 to 15 times before they actually understand what you're offering, desire it, and then make a transaction. So that's the cost what we're talking about here. So advertisers pay for billboard space. They're paying for that space because they want to keep seeing you in the grapes that are on sale at the Smiths 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before somebody goes, I'm gonna go get some grapes. So I mean that's how that kind of works. So that's how advertising works. So think about all the effort you're putting to get this new customer. When you have somebody, and the reason why it takes that long is because they don't trust you yet. And there's multiple levels of trust. It's not just the person trusting you. It's also your website. It's also your PayPal, your links. Are you secure? Can I put my card information here while I get scammed?
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? And are you the person that I know? Are you like a avatar that stole my friend's name? And then are you a scammer from the middle of nowhere? Like we don't. There's so many levels of trust you have to go to before you get that new.
Are you a website broker?
Hey, that's a very profitable and dignified profession. I would not talk about it like that, John Santos. No, but we had a whole stream talking about domain brokers.
But trust is the biggest thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you want to expound on that.
No, most definitely. Sorry to cut you off. That was gold. But I was just like, when you advertise, guys, nobody's gonna know who you are, and that's why the marketing and who you like really leading with your story and embedding that story through the site and showing people that you're a real person. Don't be scared of that. That's what people want to do now. They want to do business with real people. When your site looks like it might just be something from a drop ship from Alibaba, people are seeing that now. It's almost like Cody had a really good example. It's kind of like when a duck sees a rubber duck and like, right? What were you talking about, Cody?
Yeah, my hillbilly ass. Duck decoys and deer decoys. So like I used to do a lot of like deer hunting, and we would put a fake deer out in the edge of the field and cover it in female deer urine, which puts out the smell we're looking for the bucks, the males with the horns. And around this time of the year, it's cuffing season for the deers. So, they're looking for a girl and everything like that. And they smell it in the air. They smell that, YSL perfume.
That
or
scent.
whatever. Yeah, they smell that scent. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go follow that. And they finally get there. And your window of that deer actually being there is very small because they'll smell it and they'll run up. And then they start inspecting the girl. They're like, what? Okay, it looks like a deer. It's got the shape and everything. It looks right. But there's something going on. And then if you just let them like hang out there for too long, they just get scared and they'll run away.
And that's 99% of your customers.
Yeah, you gotta get
That's
them
all your
before they leave.
advertising money. There's all that advertising money. When you got fresh rubber duckies ready to go, real ducks ready to go. That's your actual customers that paid with you before, that they understand you. I don't even know if that fits with the analogy.
No, the analogy was the fake deer that you got is the effort of your website to connect to a real customer, right? We got real people coming to your site. If it looks like it's an Alibaba dropship site, they're going to leave.
Yeah.
But your ability to try to capture them is, like in Cody's example, the ability for you to shoot that other male deer, right?
Exactly.
And bring the bacon home.
It looks kind of right. It smells right. But
Yeah.
there's something
I didn't know
that's making me uneasy.
Yeah, that analogy went right over my head. I'm over like rubber duckies? Rubber duckies? What?
I like ducks.
Yeah. I was thinking that Nintendo game.
I got my ducks in a row.
So yeah, that's what I got on some
Foreign strangers appreciate you for leaving
super
those
chat.
tips, man.
Ooh, is that what super chat is?
He's a super chatter.
He's a super chatter. He dropped in
Appreciate
money.
you, man.
Appreciate that, man.
That's incredible. Guys, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about how to boost your holiday sales. And we were at the beginning of this video, we started with a lot of brands sometimes don't know where to get the traffic. So we encourage you to go check out events, get some real-time marketing and feedback. Then we dove into some of the, what were some of the lessons that we were talking about?
One-to-many sales, looking to get, to people who are decision makers that can get you large amounts of sales instead of just going one-to-one. That can be very helpful.
Connecting with your past customers during the holidays is a great way to rekindle that relationship for them to buy something. Another thing you can do to stay on top of mind is drop a limited edition collection during the holiday. Something that's one of one or one of 5 pieces. You put some time and effort into it, really represents your brand, and it's showing people, hey, I got stuff that's more affordable, but this is something that I love to make, and somebody who wants to buy it, it's only in a large, come buy it. It's a great opportunity for you to elevate your brand, and then people will want to visit the site. Now, if
and personalized letters.
Personalized letters is going to go a long way because it's building relationship and it's letting people know that you're at their top of the mind, that you care about them, so they should care about you, right? And then the one thing, if you're sitting on inventory right now, the holiday season is the time to get rid of it, right? At the end of the day, that's what Black Friday, Cyber Monday is.
Move it.
Do you guys know a fun fact about Black Friday? I'm sure a lot of people do. Maybe they don't know. But Black Friday is essentially the reason that they came up with it is because it was the company's time to move from out of the red into the profitability, right? On the financial sheet, it was a time for them to liquidate all of their losses that they had to mark off and they had to sell quickly in order to gain the profit to be in the black. Right. And that's why it's called Black Friday, because every company is dumping all of the inventory at a price where they could finally make just a little bit of sliver of profit on it in order for that little sliver of profit to build up and be something that actually gets their company in the black. So
can they put those discounts on their taxes?
No.
Oh, we discounted all this stuff and
No,
discounts aren't on taxes.
I'm always trying to think of ways to dodge that.
Right. No, there's no tax dodge there. It's just like you're getting a little bit less profit. So as a brand owner, it's also a great opportunity for you to move some units that maybe didn't move like you wanted them to, right? Maybe it's something that you over ordered on something, or a design didn't hit as well as you wanted it to. So a great way to do this, guys, instead of just, hey, we're going to do 50% off all of our products. How do you know? You want to be selective about the items that you discount. And a good example is, say you have, because again, this is about customer acquisition costs, right? What does it cost you to acquire that customer, and how much money are you making on repeat customers? So if you know that, this shirt, you need to, first of all, need to know your cost. Your cost on all of your products need to be calculated, from the printing to the shipping to you storing them. Everything that was associated with making that product is called your product's cost, right? Cost of goods sold. from that, that's the very minimal that you should sell something at. That's the minimum you should sell it at, honestly. So if it costs you $15, you should discount your Black Friday deals and hit that, whether it's that shirt, make it where that shirt is sold for $15. You're moving the inventory. You're bringing money back into your business. You're not making money on it, but at least you're moving that inventory out. That will allow you to build up a nice little cash flow to invest into your next drop, right? So in order to make that happen, sometimes that shirt discounting from 30 to 15 may not be that lucrative to some people, because it's like, well, you know what? I didn't like that shirt design anyway. So he's obviously pricing the stuff that isn't selling, right? So customers are going to see that. It's like that decoy, that deer decoy we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, something's not right. Obviously, nobody wants this stuff. So what you do want to do is, obviously you do have products that people do like, right? Ideally, you're designing stuff. Sometimes you miss, and when you miss, it's okay. Black Friday and the sales events, those are when you get rid of the inventory that's not moving. But you have inventory that is selling, right? So instead of trying to discount everything site-wide, maybe you do something where it's like, buy a hoodie and you get the shirt for free. And now
Free gift or a free mystery gift,
Yeah, or you also do mystery boxes. Hey, 5 items, $30. And it's like, 5 items, $30, that's $6. Well, they don't know it's your cost, right? Well, whatever you have to price it at to get it to your cost. Now, if you have to lose money on the cost, you have to, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you got to make those decisions. If you think that you're going to be sitting on that item for the next 6 months or a year, then you should bundle it all up together with all the other items that didn't sell and just sell it at a loss. But you gotta bring some money back.
Oh, can I make one point on that? This is from experience. If you get to a point where you cannot sell, and because this happens, you get to a point where you can't even sell it at cost, you can't move the units, get the stuff out of your house, out of your vicinity, out of your home.
It'll haunt you.
Whatever it is, listen to what I'm saying. This is critical, because you just brought something up. It just struck real close to home. You do not want to be looking at a product for years that failed, especially as a startup. If you're a bigger company, fine, you maneuver it. It's not going to spoil, so it's going to last forever. You can repurpose it a couple of years later, whatever. People in different countries will buy it. But for you as a startup, if you're starting up and you have products that didn't move in a certain year and it's taken too long and you took a loss on it, go to a local charity. Go to a place where
everybody for Christmas,
and go to a place where they are in need, and then give your product to those people and see their reactions, see how they're feeling about it, and actually take what you created and give it to people who need it. If that's the case, I'm not saying you're going to end up there all the time, but if you do it, but trust me, because you don't want to be the person that's looking at products that didn't move, and you'll get so much more inspiration from going out and serving using what you created that you'll be able to start fresh.
That's an incredible piece of advice, guys, because if it's sitting there, you're being depressed over the holidays. You're like, man, that collection didn't sell. It didn't move. But now when you move it to somebody that needs it, and they're like, oh, thank you so much for this, it's going to empower you to be like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. Yeah. Right? It's going to motivate you.
Perspective.
It's going to give you like that perspective of like, I can do better. I need to do better because I could do more of this. And if you guys are just watching, we're talking about how to boost your holiday sales how to boost your brand's clothing sales for the holiday. And if you don't know, we have an app. It's called ftgu.app, and it's super accessible to everybody in this community. We really help you learn it, make it, and sell it. And the best part about it is you're supported by a community of entrepreneurs who are doing it with you. Now, the reason we started this is because over the years we've realized that giving tactical advice on our YouTube channel, you can literally consume days or weeks or months of our content. But a lot of times you're missing some of those little, that little tip or that little piece of advice is going to radically change your business. And we're doing it together, and we're investing into courses in there. We're actually, there's one course already on there. We're launching a couple others, all accessible for a low monthly fee right now. $19 a month or $197 a year. And we're here to support you guys. We're really here to champion you guys. On top of this, we're doing pitch contest giveaways. Anybody who's in the app can enter a business pitch, a brand pitch competition where you can win money. And we're giving $500 at a time to a brand, right? So if you're starting your brand, you need some money, you need some support, you need some community, ftgu.app allows this to happen for $19 a month. So you can literally get rid of Netflix because they're increasing prices. I think Disney's doing that too.
Increasing prices and decreasing on quality.
On quality, yeah. So literally, you can just change your perspective, consume, become a part of a community that's actually going to help you learn it, make it, and sell it. And we also have business pitch competitions that are open to everybody on the app. Last week's competition was $500 cash giveaway. Tiffany with Faith Leisure won that. She's an incredible person. It was a very close tie. So bringing your community to these events will allow you to step up and potentially be that tiebreaker that wins you that amount. So she won $500, free sampling with a print-on-demand company called Applique, and she gets 10% off all future orders that come through the Applique dropshipping store. So her site that's fulfilled by Applique, she gets a special discount, which means she gets more money and profit into her brand. So that on its own, guys, is worth thousands, depending on how much she's able to sell over the next year. And that's the type of relationships that we want to bring to the table. So we're just getting started. That just launched a few weeks ago, and it's ftgu.app. It's not on the App Store yet, so you can't find it on the App Store yet. You got to sign up through the desktop version, and it's Mighty Networks is the company that's hosting our app. So you do have to install the Mighty Networks app in order to access it from your device. But once you're in there, guys, you literally can connect with people, chat. There's groups there. There's people with common interest. It's incredible what's happening in that
The
community.
activity is insane. Everybody's commenting on everybody else's posts, cheering each other on, supporting, connecting. Anybody in the community can talk about it now, but it's an incredible situation. We're blown away. Like, we expected, we could have a community, people will show up and they can post about their brands, and people are taking it and running with it. So you want to be around like-minded individuals. You want to have it virtual. You want to have access to it all the time. It's a place for you.
Yeah, and I want to give a big old shout out to our runner-up who's been very active in this chat today, Mr. Christian with No Impress.
That's right,
No
man.
Impress.
No Impress. Incredible.
He's been going crazy in this chat. He's hyping everybody up. He's out here giving advice to people, and he's even been super active on the app. So, man, I hope we get to talk to you soon.
Yeah, no, most definitely. We're gonna connect next week because they all the runners up got a consultation call as well. So he's doing incredible things in Costa Rica. He's in Costa Rica right now, guys. Right. Like literally watching us from Costa Rica.
Foreign strangers going hard in the super chat.
Man, appreciate you.
Yes,
thank you, guys. This is an incredible community. Like when we started these live streams, we didn't really know what to expect, so we just started doing them. Right, and we're only going to continue doing them and doing them better and being more interactive with you guys. We want to bring you guys on live. We actually want to chat with you, get to hear about your stories, and be able to consult you in directions that you may want to consider going. Sometimes all it takes is just to talk to somebody to really like tell people where you're at, to tell us where you're at, and from there we can literally give you a consultation on this call. And we can help point you in a direction that you may need to look into over the next few days, weeks, months, and that could be like a big determining factor as to how your brand or how you're going to develop as a person. So, please take us up on that offer. I'm going to link my Instagram into the chat, and we're also going to link it in the description of these videos. So, comment, send us a DM on Instagram. It's John X Santos. It's right there. Oh, boom, right.
Other way.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's
right?
all right. It's too late. Let it go. Wow, guys. He runs a media company.
Hold on. This is weird. Okay, it's like that. Like that. Okay. It's really weird, awkward. John X Santos. Send us a DM on Instagram. Let's do it next week.
Real quick, Jix Matthews, you said, any advice on a cost-effective company that can build my website the way I want it? I mean, outside of Shopify, I mean, you're going to have to go to like freelancers, Fiverr.com to kind of get some places that you can get something more customized or specialized for you to pay out. But if you're just gonna build your own, of course you got Wix.
As somebody who's not good at building websites, but I've also actually built some websites with no experience. Shopify makes it the easiest. They got a good builder in there. They got good themes to pick from, and then it's already all connected to your Shopify. So like using another service like Wix and then connecting it to your Shopify. And if you're just starting from scratch, I would build off Shopify.
I would start there.
Yeah, that really is your best option. Squarespace, I saw a couple comments about Squarespace and SquareUp. They do have some pretty like easy. I think Squarespace, to me, Squarespace is great for photographers, creatives, people that are selling more like craft, like homemade type of goods. It's really good because the themes are beautiful, right? But then when it comes to a business and building a brand, and you might need services like print on demand, email marketing, the full logistics behind it, there's nothing that beats Shopify. There's nothing that really comes close to it yet. So they have everything that you need. Yes, but I do understand that maybe you're not as tech savvy and you want something to look beautiful, but you don't have the ability to figure it out. Then there are services on Upwork and Fiverr where people can design your website for you. And for that, you just give them you give them a guest access on your Shopify store, and they can actually build out the theme the way you want it to. It may cost you $100, $200. Try to do business with people that are actually have a lot of reviews and they have like work to show. Don't go to the new ones. Don't go cheap on this because they can literally scam you out of it. You will never get your money back from that. So find a reliable person that can run you anywhere between $100 to $200 for them to build something for you, though. Squarespace is great if you just want something design aesthetic and you don't really have much to like. Maybe you're fulfilling your own products. You don't want to connect to a print-on-demand store or have all the features of the e-commerce features. Squarespace is great. But if not, if you really want to scale up and build a brand and business and fully supported through the process, Shopify is there. And yeah.
All right. I think we're good. We got it, right?
Let's end off for an incredible. So it's Thanksgiving, guys. Gonna be Thursday. Thursday's Thanksgiving. Thank you guys all for watching. This Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for every single one of you guys in the community. You guys have made this year incredibly special. You guys have made it super memorable. We have such an incredible team here, and we've learned so much this year. I cannot stress enough when I say that. I cannot stress enough how much we've learned. And sometimes as you're going through your journey as an entrepreneur, you're going to take some big L's. There's going to be some stressful moments. There's going to be some big wins, huge breakthroughs. It's an emotional roller coaster. But the fact that we're still here, I'm alive. I have my family. I have my 2 kids. I'm incredibly blessed. I have an opportunity to work with amazing people here. I'm thankful for that, and you guys made it. You guys made it possible, right? If it wasn't for you, this wouldn't be possible. And in 2023, our goal is to better serve you, better help you get on, not just start your journey, but really grow through your journey and get to where you want to go. And with that means the FTGU app is one step. We were launching a couple of other things over the next few weeks. We've been grinding so much behind the scenes to make all this possible. And over the next few weeks, it's going to be rolled out. And I'm so grateful that you guys are a part of this. I want to champion you and your success, and I hope that you and your family have an incredible Thanksgiving. If you're not surrounded by family, I hope you have some friends that are available and that you guys can get together and just take a moment to reflect on how far you've come this year, because any little step should be celebrated. The small steps lead to the big victory. It's not always about what crazy thing happened and an incredible transformation happened with you over the last few months. It's sometimes just about, hey, these are the things I stopped doing, and now I'm in a better place because of it. Because I started doing this instead of doing that, I'm on track to build what I envisioned for my life. So
there we go.
Thank you, guys.
I think you pretty much covered it, bro. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Foreign Strangers, he's got no chill. Another super sticker with the mic drop. Sorry, I'm thankful for Foreign Strangers.
Thank you so much, Foreign Strangers. You're a guy. Everyone, we appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your turkey day with your family. And we're going to go out the same way we always do. So find a hard surface anywhere near you, man. Begin the path. And remember, we believe here at From the Ground Up, you have to find who you are and be it. Find what you love and do it. In a word, we say, wake up and win. So I'm going to say wake up. I want you to say win as loud as you possibly can. You do it not once, not twice, but 3 times for good measure. We'll say, wake up!
Word!
Wake up!
Word!
Wake up!
Word!
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We will see you next week. Peace. Pitch competition next week.